All right, we're back. The next thing I want to do is this idea of being able to now have Elliot, the tutor, actually generate a diagram for us so he can help us teach through visual aids. I think we'll do this through um, like an SVG type rendering. So yeah, the creating the diagram was actually pretty smooth. So I just wanted to try this and hopefully it'll be just as quick. So yeah, let's get started. This is what we got. Um, Basically, so far we have the ability to create a problem through voice conversation, and then it'll ask us yes or no. If we click yes, it will populate the problem, and we can diagram and have the tutor Elliot uh, know about what we're drawing. Um, and that's where we're at so far. So yeah, let's uh let's get going. Ooh, this is so broken. Look at that. Look at that. That looks like shit. So yeah, when the tutor chat's open is when it would make sense. Um, yeah, okay, here we go. We're gonna start a new conversation. Make sure we're on ask. And I want to, yeah, let's see if, I bet you it'll do it in the diagram editor. Let's try that. So we'll bring in the route for the API tutor, the tutor chat, the use Vapi hook. Um, and then I think there was one more. Code editor, that's what I wanted. Okay, let's start with that. I want to have the tutor assistant be able to create visual aids, specifically diagrams, using SVG rendering. Keep it simple. Just don't know how widely interpreted that could get in terms of the scope of the visual aid. I mean, I just really need like graphs and trees and pretty simple visual stuff, arrays. I am really curious and pretty hyped on this idea. If if Elliot can draw a diagram for me to see as a learning visual aid, now we're talking. Now I'll update the tutor API to include the SVG. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty big integration. I'm just reading it. Seems like it's kind of looping. God, yeah, I keep saying now we'll update the tutor API to include the generation. Let's see, yeah. Let's see if we need to stop it and try again. Keeps just reading the route and outputting the same idea. Okay, this is getting silly. Okay, we need to. That was interesting. You got stuck on a loop. I don't know what else to say. So, what the fuck? So, you're absolutely right. I guess I can only. Let me implement the SVG diagram generation feature properly. I'll add SVG generation capabilities to the tutor assistant and update the chat component to render SVG diagrams. The chat component to render SVG diagrams. Okay. Then there it is. And the, what was that? That was cool. You got it. It's part of the system prompt. Okay. You can create simple SVG diagrams to help explain concepts when creating diagrams. This is cool. That is cool. This prompt is simple colors. Okay, this got me really curious. Let me see what's going on here. Now we add the SVG mode to diagram editor. Okay, cool. So it knew that to put in the diagram editor, which is what I want. And where is the, okay, reset. Hold on, I want to see where the draw, okay, so we're going to have a draw text or SVG. If the mode is on SVG, encode SVG as base 64. So this is where the base 64 processing happens. So we're going to label this function in the UI as the feature being SVG. Not really the greatest label. Draw text SVG. Yeah, I'd rather it be just like diagram. I don't know why SVGs. Okay, we'll roll with it for now. Ask the tutor to create visual diagrams. Can you draw a binary tree structure? Okay. Okay. Okay, this might be cool. So we just had to do something to the route, the code editor, and the diagram editor. Straight out the gate. What do we get? It's defined but never used. Let's see what happens here in a little bit. Tutor chat. It's happy. And then we're adding the type to drawing mode. And then, okay. Okay, let's see what we get. Fix with AI. Fucking doesn't work. Let's run it anyways. Hard refresh. And let's see what happens.
Hello, I'm Elliot, your coding tutor.
Hey, Elliot, give me a really easy problem in Python that I can do to learn how to iterate over an array.
Perfect. Let's work on a beginner arrays problem. Sum of array elements. Here's what we need to do. Write a function that takes a list of numbers and returns their total sum. For example, if we have 1, 2, 3, 4, the function should return 10. Does this sound good to start with?
Yes. And then it creates the problem after it asks me if this sounds good. And now we're here. Okay. Okay, let's see. What, do I just click that? uh, kinda. What, can I see it? What the fuck is this? Huh. So, I don't understand. Okay, this is just the SVG code of the actual container here and what it would use to create the preview. Okay, so wait, hold on. Am I missing something? That's the tree to create visual diagrams. Okay, let's see what happens.
Hello, I'm Elliot, your coding tutor.
Hey, Elliot, can you see the problem I'm working on?
Yes, I can see you're working on the array sum calculator problem. You need to calculate the sum of all elements in a list. Are you ready to start coding the solution, or would you like me to walk through the approach first?
I'd like you to diagram this for me.
Great. Let me walk you through how this works with a simple example. If we have nums each, so has 1, 2, 3, 4, here's what happens. Start with sum after you use 0. Add 1. Sum equal 1.
Yeah, I know what
Add
you
2.
mean. No, I want you to, in my diagram panel, I need you to give me a really simple visual aid.
Got it. Here's a simple visual for array sum 1, 2, 3, 4. Array 1, 2, 3, 4. Sum 0, 0 plus 1 equal 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. Or 6 plus 4 is 10. Ready to code this step by step?
Jesus. Okay, yeah, this is not it. Um, let's do that, and then let's just copy the chat in there and say that didn't work. It's not, yeah, it's not creating and populating an SVG diagram at all. I don't know how in depth I want to get with that. Let's just see what happens. Exit the issue. The SVG mode is working in the diagram component. Yeah. So update the tutor API and chat component to properly handle SVG generation and rendering. Okay, let's see what we get. I like reading these thoughts. The chapel component already has the SVG rendering logic implemented. Okay. Okay. I can see the final response is just returning the raw response text. I need to update this to extract and return SVG content separately. Let me fix the API response handling and also update the system prompt to be more explicit about when to create SVG diagrams. Okay. Hopefully this is closer. And I need to update the system prompt to be more explicit about when to create SVG diagrams. Okay. Always wrap the SVG code in that. So okay, so we're gonna get like a placeholder example. I don't know if these are a fucking waste or not. It might be. It's so much. It's just extra. Okay. Let's also make sure the reset functionality properly works. Okay. API response processing, enhanced system prompt chat response handling. Okay. Rendered in the chat bubble. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay. 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 Let's see what we get. Right. Let's see what we get. God, fuck it. Let's just send it. Here we go.
Hello, I'm Elliot, your coding tutor.
Hey Elliot, can you see the problem I'm working on and give me a good diagram?
Yes, I can see you're working on the array sum calculator problem. For this problem, think of it like walking through a list and keeping a running total. Here's a simple visual. Tree 1, 4, 1, 5. Total each dash 0. In total E3, there's total E4. On total E8, on total E9, on total E14. You'll need a loop to go through each number.
Yeah, that ain't gonna cut it. Okay, let's do a real test, I guess. Okay.
Hello, I'm Elliot, your coding tutor.
Hey Elliot, let's do FizzBuzz.
Great choice. FizzBuzz is a classic programming problem that's perfect for practicing loops and conditionals. Let's work on a beginner loops problem. FizzBuzz. Here's what we need to do. Print numbers 1 to 100, but replace multiples of 3 with fizz, multiples of 5 with buzz, and multiples of both with FizzBuzz. For example, 1, 2, fizz, 4, buzz, fizz, 7, 8, FizzBuzz, 11, fizz, 13, 14, FizzBuzz. Does this sound good?
Yes. Cool. That never gets old. Okay, cool.
Hello, I'm Elliot, your coding tutor.
Hey Elliot, give me a good diagram for FizzBuzz.
Great. For FizzBuzz, you'll want to diagram the decision flow. Draw a flowchart showing to 1, a loop from 1 to n. 2, for each number, check. Divisible by 3 and 5, FizzBuzz. 3, if not divisible by 3, fizz. 4, if not divisible by 5, buzz. 5, otherwise the number itself. Draw it as a decision tree with diamond shapes for conditions and rectangles for actions. This will help you see the logic flow clearly before coding.
Okay.
Ready?
So it's okay. Yeah, this chat is all over the place. Um, Yeah, it has my prompt in there, so that's sloppy. Okay, so, and then it went on to explain how to actually diagram it, not, it didn't give me a diagram. Okay, I think we're getting closer. I mean, yeah, if it can explain in plain English how to diagram it, and then use some sort of AI, like use Anthropic basically to create an SVG from that. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. But it's not being directive enough. The AI is interpreting the request as explain how to create a diagram, then create an actual diagram. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. When user asks for diagram visualize or want to draw or show diagrams, something you must create actual SVG diagrams. Do not explain how to create them immediately. This is so wild. Like, yeah, this is so fucking wild, the self-reference that happens in this. I mean, we're using Cursor, really Claude, to make its own prompt for this other project. Yeah, I don't know. I get a kick out of it. Good Lord, example FizzBuzz flowchart. Yeah, we don't need all that shit. I mean, fuck it. Maybe it needs an example context. I might look into that personally to see, like, do AI prompts, like, where's the point of diminishing returns where we create all this context that is this overkill? I don't know. I want to figure that out. Okay, so we got this new prompt in there. Okay, let's make the tutor chat aware. I screamed at it louder, and that'll make it respond better. Somehow I'm a little skeptical. Okay, here we go. Let's see what the fuck happens.
Hello, I'm Elliot, your coding tutor.
Hey Elliot, give me a diagram of FizzBuzz.
I can see you have the FizzBuzz function started in your editor. Let me help you visualize the logic with a simple diagram. For each number, 1 to n, if divisible by 3 and 5, FizzBuzz.
No, let's just start it over. I'm being lazy, but sometimes you get away with it. Oops. Okay, here we go.
Hello, I'm Elliot, your coding tutor.
Hey Elliot, let's do a simple Python problem, like find maximum number in an array.
Perfect. Let's work on a beginner arrays problem. Find maximum number. Here's what we need to do. Write a function that takes a list of numbers and returns the largest number. For example, if we have 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, 9, we'd return 9. Does this sound good?
Yes. Cool. Okay.
Hello, I'm Elliot, your coding tutor.
Hey Elliot, I need you to make me a diagram for this problem. Find maximum number.
I can see you're working on the find maximum number problem, and I notice you've already created a diagram. That's great. Visual thinking really helps with problem solving. Looking at your function stub, you need to iterate through the list and keep track of the largest number. What approach were you thinking of taking? Maybe comparing each number as you go through the list?
No, I need you to actually draw me a diagram.
I can't actually draw diagrams for you. I can only see and discuss the visual diagram.
Okay. Maybe this shit won't work. Who knows? I mean, why the fuck would it think that you could just like yell at it louder? Like it, this needs to be broken down into separate sub functions to make it actually work. System prompt updates haven't been applied. Okay, some debugging might get us started. Honestly, we need to implement core logic for the SVG rendering, not just reprompting more deliberately. No, that's not spelled right. Okay, let's see what we get. I mean, honestly, all it needs to do is have it be click on the SVG. It takes in all the chat context and then process it to an actual SVG diagram. Yeah, I mean, you can go to Claude on your phone and make a fucking hero in a landing page. Like, it should be able to do this. Okay. And it's reprinting this. That's always fun. Okay. Update response handler. Okay, I'm going to try this one more time and then we'll try and break this down more.
Hello, I'm Elliot, your coding tutor.
Hey Elliot, give me a diagram for find maximum numbers in an array.
I'd be happy to help you find the maximum number in an array. Are you looking for the logic flow, or do you want to code this step by step? Let's work on a beginner arrays problem. Find maximum in array. Here's what we need to do. Write a function that takes an array of numbers and returns the largest one. For example, if we have 3, 1, 7, 2, 9, 4, we'd return 9. Should I create this problem for you?
I think the diagram, if it works, it would show up in the chat panel, but I just want to make sure I'm not lost on that.
Hello, I'm Elliot, your coding tutor.
Hey Elliot, so I'm working on find maximum number in an array, and I need you to draw me a diagram.
I can't draw diagrams in our voice conversation, but I can help you visualize the algorithm. Are you thinking
No, I
about
need you to
how to...
do it with an SVG rendering.
I can't create SVG diagrams in our voice conversation, but I can help you think through...
Yeah, okay. We need to extract that. We need to create a new layer to take the chat transcript and process it with Anthropic to then generate the SVG diagram. We need a new route. Oh, fuck. Okay, whatever. Smarter than me anyways. Should have been more specific from the start. Okay. So I was going to create a new endpoint to do that. Wonder where it's going to actually render this though. I want it to render in here. Not like, or we just need to do it in the hints even. I don't know. I'd like it to be dynamic to where you can like iterate through diagrams and have it kind of go back and forth. That'd be cool. Like you draw something and it's like, no, actually it's going to look more like this. And then you're like, well, what about like this? And it's like, yeah, but check this out. Like if you could have a little, conversation where you're drawing back and forth, that could be cool. New SVG generation API. API generate SVG endpoint that specifically handles the diagram generation using Anthropic. Cool. Thought it used, I want to see what model it's using. 3.5 sonnet, okay. And then here's the actual prompt. Yeah, pretty much an extraction from the other Vapi route. Okay, so we're going to create a new route under API generate SVG. Okay, we're here at API generate SVG. We'll create a new folder. Generate SVG. The computer's hot. Route.ts. Okay. Whoa. Not what I meant to do. File. Okay. Route.ts. The one and only. Hell yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, let's see what we get. This has been bugging out, this dependency array issue. Okay. This fucked it up last time. I wonder if that's going to do it again. Okay, let's see what happened. Lord help us. God, this is bad. Hold on. Okay.
Hello, I'm Elliot, your coding tutor.
Hey, Elliot. I need to. I forgot to refresh it. Okay. Hard refresh. AI tutor. Okay, here we go.
Hello, I'm Elliot, your coding tutor.
Hey, let's do a Python problem. Is palindrome.
Great choice. Palindromes are a classic string problem. Let's work on a medium string problem, valid palindrome. Here's what we need to do. Check if a string reads the same forwards and backwards, ignoring spaces, punctuation, and case. For example, a man, a plan, a canal, Panama should return true because it's I'm on a plan a canal Panama when cleaned up. Does this sound good?
Okay.
Hello, I'm Elliot, your coding tutor.
Hey, Elliot, so I'm working on this Python problem. Is palindrome. I need you to draw me a diagram.
I see you're working on the palindrome problem, and I notice you've already created a diagram. That's great. Visual thinking really helps with string problems. Looking at your function, what's your approach? Are you thinking of comparing characters from both
No,
ends?
I need you to actually
Working?
draw me the diagram.
I can't draw diagrams for you. I can only see the one you've.
Okay. Oh, fuck. Look at that. Holy shit. Here's the diagram you requested. Oh my god. Fuck yeah. Holy shit. Okay. So we just got to get Vapi to be aware of the anthropic output and shut the fuck up because we can do it. Dude, that is that's something. Wow. I was expecting something way more primitive looking than that. Okay. Palindrome check radar. Dude. Oh, this is serious. It gave me a bunch. Wow. I'm I'm really fucking impressed. I mean, it's cluttered as fuck, but I mean, we can at the end we can make it right. Make it work, then make it right. So I almost don't even give a shit about telling Elliot to do it. I almost just want to click SVG and have it just do it for me. I still think it's, well, fuck. I also could see it part of the hints, but I still think it's cool to be able to chat with him about it. Um, okay. Well, let's fix this either way. Um, Actually, I think it's more simple if we just have the um, the diagram generation entity and the chat entity. I don't think they actually need to be aware of each other. The simplest version is they don't need to be aware of each other. And the fact is these are so good. Whatever you whatever you're able to take away from these and then continue your chat in the uh, with the tutor, that should just transfer over pretty well. Um, okay, very close. Let's just see if we can actually get it. It's really close. We need to make the Vapi assistant aware of the um, SVG request because it is rendering separately. Let's see what we get with that. Okay, cool. And then this is the actual response over here. So sick. So sick. Fucking hell. I just want to plug all this shit in. God, it's a lot. Okay. Okay. We're getting there. We're definitely getting there. So we either need to like pause him or we need to we need to like inject the context into it so he knows. Yeah. The inject context. Yeah, there it is. Okay. I'm fucking hyped. That's so sick. You kidding me? We can just like fucking learn our little hearts out. Draw me a diagram. Look at that. We could like eventually click on it and like look at it, maybe draw on it, bring it over to our diagram. There's a lot there. That's so sick. It also transfers to other domains for sure. I'll have to brain do some brainstorming on what else we could do SVG generation through the chat panel. It's pretty cool. Okay, let's see what we get. I still don't really like it in the chat panel, but whatever. Okay, so you see the difference. I can create the visual diagram. Okay. I have the ability to make an SVG. I can be anything I want to be. I can create visual aids. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Inject context. Okay. This is the difference. Okay. Well, let's give it a shot. Yeah, stupid dependency array. This is not good. I think that's one of the biggest problems with trying to maintain chat awareness is we keep running into these dependency array issues because of the callback dependencies. Just like saying that's smart. Just something to be aware of. Adding using a ref for the inject context function while restructuring the dependencies is likely changing on every render, which causes generates SVG diagram to change, which triggers the use effect, creating an infinite loop. Yeah. I knew that this was gonna fuck us. Okay, so let's try that. Oh, great, we got like 9 fucking problems. No, can't find any of this shit. Okay. Let's just dump all this bullshit in there. Okay. We're swearing today. It's hot out. Tired. Dehydrated. But we're still having fun. And I think it's been well over 15 minutes, so I can say all the bad words I want. Sorry I broke your code. Let me put it back together. Yeah, at 9 it's like almost better to just not accept the changes and just ask it to do it again and explain how to do the same problem. Okay, well, let's have it print a bunch of shit again. It is close. We got diagrams, so we'll maintain high morale. Okay, see what did. We're still getting some shit there. see if we have the dependency array triggering the infinite loop still. Okay. Hard refresh. AI tutor.
Hello, I'm Elliot, your coding tutor.
Hey Elliot, let's do is palindrome.
Great choice. What's your current Python experience level? Beginner, intermediate, or advanced? Let's work on a medium strings problem, valid palindrome. Here's what we need to do. Given a string, determine if it's a valid palindrome, considering only alphanumeric characters and ignoring cases. For example, a man, a plan, a canal, Panama would return true because it reads the same forwards and backwards when we ignore spaces and punctuation. Should I create this problem for you?
So far, so good. Cool. This is not right.
Hello, I'm Elliot, your coding tutor.
Hey Elliot, so now that we have the problem that we want to do, give me a diagram for it.
I'll create a diagram for you showing how palindrome checking works visually. This diagram will I'll create a diagram for you that shows I'll create a diagram for you showing how I'll create a diagram.
Oh my God, it's glitching.
I'll create
Yeah, okay, it's glitching hard. And it's still printing the diagram. Okay, interesting. Yeah, it's having a problem. I mean, it's plain and simple. We don't need the diagrams to be in the chat. That's what's fucking it up. So, yeah, it needs to be in the actual diagram panel. We need to have the diagram render be in the diagram panel view, not the chat panel. Should have fixed that earlier, but trying to merge those two things together, it's fuck that. Okay. Feel like we're getting closer. I bet you this is still going to be there. Like it is right there. It's still going to give me an ESLint error. Okay, so let's see what it's going to do for us. Kind of a feeling that was going to bug out. Okay, let's see what happens. That might get fixed because we have good type interfaces here. Okay. I got us down to 1 and 1. Okay. That fixed it. Okay. thought. That was a good example of ignoring the problems and kind of just, God, it's fucking hot. Yeah, and just letting it define the TypeScript interfaces, and then it will be able to work its way out. So let's give it a shot. The chat panel like way wider now.
Hello, I'm Elliot, your coding tutor.
Hey Elliot, let's do a really simple Python problem.
Perfect. What's your experience level with Python? Are you looking for basic syntax practice or something with simple logic?
Yeah,
Let's work on an
basic syntax problem.
let's work on a beginner basics problem. Fizzbuzz. Here's what we need to do. Print numbers 1 to 15, but replace multiples of 3 with fizz, multiples of 5 with buzz, and multiples of both with fizzbuzz. For example, 1, 2, fizz, 4, buzz, fizz, 7, 8, fizz, buzz, 11, fizz, 13, 14, fizz, buzz. Should I create this problem for you?
Yes. Okay, cool. Pass it. Okay. Okay. Supposedly this will work.
Hello, I'm Elliot, your coding tutor.
Hey Elliot, I need you to make me a diagram of the problem we're working on.
I'll create a diagram for you. I'll create a diagram for you showing the fizz. I'll create a diagram for you showing how the fizzbuzz. I'll create a diagram for you showing.
Oh, this is getting janky. Yeah, not quite. All right. Well, I gotta take a break for now, and I'll come back to fix this. Okay. I want to finish this up, and I have an idea to simplify this. So we just need to basically um, separate the diagram from the chat, plain and simple. We'll click a button, it'll populate a diagram based on the chat and the problem context. So let's see if we can do that. I want to simplify the chat, or yeah, I want to simplify the diagram picture to be separate from the chat. Have a button that triggers the context and the Anthropic API to process transcript in chat and create a diagram. In the problems panel. Okay. Got to get in that flow state to prompt. It's tripping out. That's much cleaner. Yeah, when I took a break and chilled out, I was thinking about it more, and I I realized that I think this is better, or at least manageable and actionable. Yeah, I want to get this figured out. And then I'm still trying to figure out how I want to wrap this up. There's several different ways I can do this and think about the value chain of end to end here. So I don't know. A lot of it really comes down to, do I want to integrate an auth for users to be able to, create an account, and then we can have user entities and be able to save all kinds of user data, and then use AI to process that, or yeah, track all kinds of things in the user. So yeah, let's see what happens. Page apply. Okay, I think that might get worked out. Redefine the types down here. Yes. So, okay. Code editor. So we still have assignment never read. Ref. They both, yeah. Let's dump this in there. Just from my own experience, the most accurate way to debug these problems, if you are going to use AI, is you have a couple options. You can do it here through like a quick fix. It asks if you want to do it through AI. You can also right click here and do fix with AI, which will do the same thing. It's going to use 3.5 instead of 4, so it's not going to be as accurate. And overall, I just bring it into the global chat over here, because it'll just do it has the full context. So it's a little more expensive, but you're not creating code that doesn't work. So yeah, and I was watching some videos on YouTube about people and their costs on Cursor, and I mean, I use it a lot, but I only use it manually. And it sounds like if you're using like background and agent, like people are having some outrageous bills. Um, yeah, I don't I don't have that experience, and maybe it's because I'm doing it more manually, but I have it on Claude 4 Sonnet. I keep my auto off, max mode off, and then yeah, we're just using thinking because it works. 3.5 Sonnet, we could probably get the job done too. Um, like 4 only came out a couple months ago, and I was doing this type of processing and workflow with 3.5 all day. And I also got roadblocked on all kinds of shit. So 4 has been really good so far. So yeah, let's see what happens here. That that wasn't enough. Okay, well, let's just rattle it off. Okay, well, that's interesting. We got a new UI now. It's so fucking non-deterministic, man. I mean, I'm cool with it because we're just looking for functionality at this point, but God forbid, like, God forbid you were doing this for like a company and you had to really adhere to some stylings and yeah, patterns, and I don't know. I don't know. Let's see what we get.
Hello, I'm Elliot, your coding tutor.
Hey, Elliot, let's do a simple iterate over a string in Python beginner problem.
Perfect. Let's work on a beginner string problem. Character counter. Here's what we need to do. Write a function that takes a string and counts how many times each character appears. For example, if we have hello, we'd return 111 hello 201. Does this sound good?
Say that again? Oh, I guess there's an edge case for you. Um, he was straight up speaking gibberish there for a second. Okay, cool. This, it's bizarre. Oh, okay, but this got fixed. You know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. I don't, yeah, we're working on just function right now. Okay, let's see. So when I generate diagram, where's this gonna go? Oh, we are fucking coding by accident right now. This is weird. Is this what they call vibe coding? Like, dude. Oh, fuck yeah. Okay, so it understood me. Look at that. And that's all I needed. Dude, exactly. Throw it next to the hints. That that's fucking sick. Okay. Fuck yeah. This is starting to get a little bit of momentum. Okay, cool. This is fucking useless. Uh, draw is cool. Text. We, good God. We can, I mean, there's just so much to clean up in the UI. It's just so much. Uh, I'm hyped. Okay. So, what happens if you do it again? Again, another one? Maybe we fold it back on itself and then create another context. Oh, cool. So it just made a new one. I kind of like that. I don't even care if I need to see the old one. It's like, get what you need out of it, and if you want to see a different one, go on. Except, oh, you know what the, oh man, I just got too excited for no reason. Why the fuck is it doing valid palindrome? Wait, I thought we were looking at a string and counting any duplicate characters. What the fuck is it? What? Character counter. Write a function that takes a string and counts how many times each character appears. Yeah, what the fuck? That's not anything to do with a palindrome. Huh. That was a high, then a low. I mean, God damn, it kind of works. Okay, let's.
Hello, I'm Elliot, your coding tutor.
Hey, Elliot. Actually, I know it. I think it's hard coding valid palindrome. Okay. Okay. That's close, but it is not um, connecting the context transcript. You know what? We're gonna do better these days. That's closer, but it's not connecting the context transcript of the chat to uh, use Anthropic to process and create the diagram. It's like, I think, isn't there like a stupid Okay, I thought I saw like a hard-coded thing in there somewhere. Okay, maybe not. Okay, that's close, but it's not connecting the context transfer to the chat to use Anthropic to process and create the diagram. Oh, we need to create a new route to connect back, forth, chat, diagram, state, initialization. You're absolutely right. The current implementation isn't properly connecting the chat transcript to Anthropic for diagram generation. Yeah. Yeah, no shit. It's gonna be a long video. Okay. I should have thought about this a little more before I started because I spent like an hour going through the process of figuring out how to put it together, all for me to just kind of do a bunch of overkill and overproduce. And yeah, I don't, it's, it's not that deep of a feature, to be honest. The main problem was when the diagrams were rendering in the chat. It was really, really breaking the system. Okay, now let me update the tutor chat component. Okay, cool. Okay. Generate diagram route. Don't we have one of those? No, we have generate SVG. Okay. Okay, so we'll make a new one. Cool. Okay. These prompts are cool. Okay. Diagram request. Console log processing diagram request. So okay, so we'll get some debugging in there. Okay, so fuck it. I was gonna do it manually, but whatever. Let's just blast through this real quick. Maybe we'll get lucky and it'll actually fix all three. These shouldn't be that crazy. It's an unused variable and a TypeScript issue. All right. Oh, okay. Okay. I accept. Page. Okay, cool. Cool. Okay, now we can go. Start over. Okay, let's see if it will actually know what's up.
Hello, I'm Elliot, your coding tutor.
Hey Elliot, let's do a Python problem.
Great. What's your experience level with Python? Are you looking to practice basics like loops and functions or dive into
Yes.
something more advanced like algorithms or
Yeah,
data
let's do
structures?
loops and
Should I?
let's just do some looping.
Perfect. Let's work on a beginner loops problem. FizzBuzz. Here's what we need to
No,
do.
I don't want to do
Print number.
FizzBuzz. I'm sick of FizzBuzz.
Got it. Let's skip FizzBuzz. How about a pattern printing problem instead? Let's work on a beginner loops problem. Number triangle. Here's what we need to do. Print a triangle of numbers where each row shows numbers from 1 up to the row number. For example, row 1 prints 1, row 2 prints 1, 2, row 3 prints 1, 2, 3. Should I create this problem for you?
So through the testing in the last however long this video is, it's really been good at coming up with new questions. I mean, this is probably the sixth question I've heard from it. And the fact that I have been asking for FizzBuzz so like uh, disproportionately, um, it's pretty cool that it actually wants to keep giving me FizzBuzz in terms of when I ask this really vague, I want to do a Python problem. That's interesting. So here's our see what we get. Okay, number triangle pattern. That is correct. Okay, number triangle there. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we get. So we get in the, it's actually going to be, I think, logging in here. There it is. Okay, cool. So we got the 200. Let's see it. Voila. Okay, fuck yeah. That's what I'm talking about. That's sick. Okay, that's cool. Now everything makes sense. Let's see if he knows about it.
Hello, I'm Elliot, your coding tutor.
Hey Elliot, can you see the AI generated diagram and describe it to me?
Yes, I can see your diagram. It shows a triangle pattern with numbers arranged in rows. The first row has just 1, the second row has 1, 2, the third row has 1, 2, 3, and so on. Each row contains consecutive numbers starting from 1 up to the row number. This perfectly illustrates what your print number triangle function needs to do. Ready to implement this step by step?
Hell yeah. Okay. Mission accomplished. Um, I think that's where we're gonna stop for now. So yeah, basically now we can uh, initialize a chat, create a problem, have the problem be processed through Anthropic, um, and then if the user agrees to the problem, it will populate the pseudocode and Python implementation editor, as well as create a problem panel where we can now um, have a diagram to draw ourselves or an AI generated diagram uh, based on the chat history context from the transcript that's being processed by Anthropic and then uh, making the AI generated diagram. So that's the new layer we added on top. Very cool. Okay, well, that's it for now.